It's like he's trying to blame me for destroying his big picture, but doesn't see that his actions over the course of 10 years is what has demolished his big picture. You can't just pick favorites. You can't just stay at one person's house and expect to still have a big picture of a big, huge, happy, big family. We don't even have relationships with most of the people in that picture.
Christine absolutely nailed it in season 18, episode 2, except for that one moment where she said, "When you don't, not we don't," but she was speeding through it and slurring as usual, so the captions totally missed it. Honestly, it's about time the original 3 finally woke up. I really wish Janelle had caught on earlier though. She's the one with the fewest resources now. It's just maddening to know that Sobin and Kody are sitting on all that cash, wasting it on ugly art, and probably going to make a huge profit if they ever manage to sell that monstrosity of a house. He never cared about the bigger picture. It was all about the illusion of a big family, one that's entirely centered on him and worships him. At least she's in her right mind, unlike him. The way she started talking to him differently when she realized she was done was brilliant. It's like she was switching gears and talking to him as if he were a child with emotional issues, which, let's be honest, he is. It almost felt like a counselor trying to de-escalate a situation with a kid. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. One of the most overlooked, yet absolutely fascinating storylines is Robyn's outright abandonment of Meri in Flagstaff. Last season, Meri started subtly pointing out how she barely ever saw Robyn before and after coronavirus, despite being told that Meri could pod with Robyn and Kody. She even mentioned it in a deleted bonus scene from season 18, episode 7, which we all know means it was too juicy to make the final cut. Let's be real, Meri never would have left Flagstaff if Robyn had actually bothered to integrate her into her family. If Meri had been invited over for the weekly family dinners, if she had attended her kids' events, essentially, if Robyn had treated her like a real family member, the situation might have been different. But no, Robyn decided that her relationship with Meri wasn't worth the effort, and here we are. I really wish the producers would press Robyn on this, because it's a glaring contradiction to her entire "our family fell apart because everyone else wanted to be separate" narrative. Spoiler, it's not everyone else, Robyn, it's you. When you think about it, it's honestly a jaw-dropping betrayal. Meri is the one who originally brought Kody and Robyn together. She divorced Kody so Robyn's kids could be adopted. She had Robyn's back for nearly 15 years, even publicly defending her when the world was against her. During coronavirus, Meri isolated herself with the hope of joining Robyn's family gatherings. What did she get in return? A rare glimpse of Robyn every once in a while, and a whole lot of guilt-tripping to hang in there, with zero real familial connection to justify her staying. Bravo, Robyn. That's what family is all about. I think in the end, it worked out for the best. But seriously, I hope this season gives us a closer look at Robyn's role in Meri's eventual exit from the family. We all deserve that. Then there's the whole fiasco when Kody asked if Meri could come visit during coronavirus. She was following all the rules, and Robyn, being the ever-charming figurehead of the family, said no. Not because of the coronavirus risk, mind you. No, it was because it wouldn't be fair to the other wives. Cue Kody's face falling. Robyn really does run the show, doesn't she? It's clear as day. Kody looks dejected, but Robyn calls the shots. And it doesn't end there. Kody, while being a total jerk to Meri about their relationship, was actually more okay with her visiting the kids than Robyn was. In another couch session, Robyn outright admitted that Kody had asked about Meri joining family activities, but Robyn shut it down because she was worried about the optics. Yet, even after it was clear that Meri could follow all the coronavirus guidelines, nothing changed. It was the same "no, you can't" attitude, because why let Meri back in when it's so much easier to keep her at arm's length? Speaking of Robyn's charm, I loved seeing Meri's friend Jinan struggle to mask her frustration with Robyn during the watchback episodes. It was like the audience finally got to hear what we've all been screaming at our TVs. If only we could have had that kind of honesty from Suki, the producers, or anyone really. Just a little bit of the truth. What's really frustrating, though, is watching Meri still defend Robyn and insist that nobody be mean to her. Meri, nobody's being mean to Robyn. She's just being plain cruel. Robyn is the ultimate homewrecker, the adulterer, the liar, the manipulator, the thief. She's the perpetual victim in her own twisted narrative and an absolute disaster of a person. She's like a walking dumpster fire, and somehow, Meri is still sitting there, playing the martyr. If this offends you, but you're okay with someone stealing your husband and destroying your family on national television after everything you did for them, then maybe it's time to reevaluate your life choices. Meri, sweetheart, get your priorities straight. The bankers got the receipts and wow, the situation is looking special. So Janelle's been talking about how there's still $100,000 left to pay off the land before she can even think about subdividing and building. Fair enough, right? Well, Kody's been playing the we have no money card, but let's pause for a second and take a look at what's really going on. In the meantime, the couple has dropped $43,000 on art. That's 3 $7,000 statues and 2 $11,000 paintings. You know, just casual expenses when you're struggling to make ends meet. Meanwhile, Janelle's living in an RV. Brilliant financial strategy, folks. It's almost like a bad sitcom. Kody's out here enabling her wild spending habits, while Janelle's out here on a mission to drain whatever financial lifeline they had left. I've seen this before. They'll likely be selling everything just to dig themselves out of the hole they've created. If this TLC money dries up, yeah, these two could easily be homeless. And no, they're not buying any income-generating assets. No, it's all going into depreciating junk that'll lose value the minute they lay it down. This is not looking good, guys. Honestly, they need financial counseling yesterday, while they're still pulling in some sort of income. Once that stops, they'll have nothing to show for all this reckless spending. I'd love to be wrong here, but this kind of behavior is about as bad as it gets. And Robyn? Oh, Robyn's got a great philosophy: spend money to enjoy life. I mean, if life is so bad that you need to fill your house with overpriced, pointless decor, maybe it's time to rethink your choices. Remember when she racked up a Victoria's Secret credit card bill so high it almost kept her from getting one of those Vegas houses? Ah, memories. Kody's not exactly an innocent bystander here, though. He's got his own spending problem. Remember that convertible he bought before Robyn came along? And it wasn't exactly a frugal decision. Still, if we're ranking, Robyn's definitely leading the charge on poor financial decisions. Together, though, disaster. Complete disaster. Someone in Flagstaff, please, for the love of all things sacred, arrange a live stream of a house tour. I need the OG3 and some of the kids, Isabel, Maddie, Gwendolyn, Mykelti, Paydun, to do a running commentary on it. We need some entertainment while we watch this train wreck unfold. Oh, and speaking of the house, what kind of realtor is letting those atrocious paintings stay up for showings? Any self-respecting realtor would strip that place down to nothing before a walkthrough. No one should need eye bleach after seeing that mess of a polygamist brothel. My heart absolutely shatters for Gabe in this episode. Season 17, Episode 13. Gabe talks about how his dad, Kody, called him, not to wish him a happy birthday, but to ask about coronavirus. Gabe's birthday, and Kody doesn't even mention it. Can you imagine? Kody probably realized how badly he messed up, because in his interview, he pulls the classic, "I didn't even know what day it was" line to save face. Sure, Kody, that's believable. Watching Gabe break down because his dad forgot his birthday, man, it hit me hard. I've been there with my own dad, and let me tell you, the pain is real. The way it eats at you, Gabe just needed a hug. All those kids need one. It's devastating to see how little Kody seems to care about them these days. The only ones who get any love are Robyn's kids, and that's just so messed up. Honestly, I can't even with Kody. But this moment, this one really did me in. It's heartbreaking. And then, watching Kody interact with the boys, especially when Gabe is clearly trying to get through to him, and Kody's just being a stubborn jerk. I wanted to kick him right in the nuts. I'm pretty sure that's what finally broke Janelle too, watching Kody be a total ass to their kids. It's beyond frustrating. The ever-so-charming world of pretty wives and body shaming, because apparently, ranking women based on their looks is still a thing. So here we are, Robyn, the one supposedly crowned the pretty wife. But hold up, is she actually the prettiest? Or is it just that she's younger, skinnier, and, the shiny new addition to the polygamous circus? Look, I get it. Every one of these women has her own unique appeal, and none of them are less attractive than Robyn. But honestly, the more I watch, the more I'm convinced that Janelle is the one who's actually stunning. She's got this whole radiant, natural beauty thing going on, especially when you take a step back and consider how the show started. Back then, it was all about fat equals ugly, so Janelle got totally overlooked, despite having features that are just chef's kiss. It's seriously messed up that they're all scrambling for Kody's attention, and the world somehow decided Robyn is the pretty one just because she came in as the new, younger, and skinnier face. Here's the thing. I hope someone tells Janelle she's gorgeous because she is. She's done the heavy lifting in this relationship dynamic, and frankly, it's about time she realized it. I also think Christine and Meri have finally figured out what it's like to be with a guy who might actually, find them attractive. But Janelle deserves that compliment. But seriously, beauty is subjective, right? Kody thinks Robyn is pretty because, well, he's in love with her. But let's be real, when Robyn first came on the scene, she was just the new thing. People called her the trophy wife, but let's not pretend she was anything extraordinary. She had an average face and was skinnier than Janelle or Christine. Remember, Meri was skinny too at the time. Plus, Robyn was pushing 30, not exactly in the fresh, young thing territory. So I never really bought into this whole Robyn's the pretty one narrative, even though it got a couple of mentions. Now Janelle is the one. She's got this effortless attractiveness, with a smile that could light up a room and eyes that are honestly stunning. And here's the kicker. She's only gotten more beautiful since she shed the emotional baggage of her husband and the literal barnacle that is Robyn. Robyn, she's just a miserable crab who looks like she's permanently stuck in a bad mood. Janelle, on the other hand, is naturally beautiful. She's gorgeous in so many of the episodes and photos. As for Meri, I liked her a lot more when she was throwing out sarcastic one-liners and laughing. It seems like the rejection from Kody, combined with all the stress, has really taken its toll on her, and Christine too. But Christine, she's come into her own in later episodes. The confidence is radiating off her now. And Robyn, oh, she's still the same old, joyless mopper with that signature resting bitch face. I recently saw an older episode where Kody ran to Christine's house to grab a tool, and the camera cut to Robyn, who said, "I never let him out of my sight." Yeah, we know, Robyn. Now you have him all to yourself, and the debt, and all the misery that comes with him. Robyn really knows how to keep things interesting. From the start, she's kept her kids at arm's length from the rest of the family. Her brilliant move was sending them to her mom's for their 11-day honeymoon. Meanwhile, M, J, and C had to ask if they could have the kids for a couple of days. Oh, but don't worry, because Robyn managed to one-up that by hiring a nanny in Vegas, because clearly having a nanny is better than, I don't know, letting your kids bond with their siblings. Then, when C pointed out how that made her feel, Robyn flipped the script and started complaining about being separated from the family. Really? The same woman who has always kept everyone at arm's length, especially her kids, now wants to play the victim. If only she realized this whole thing is recorded. Maybe K and R should do a rewatch. They'd get a real kick out of it. She sits there crying about her dream of sitting on a porch with her sister wives. But let's be real, she never even made an effort to blend into the family. She never tried to integrate her kids as part of the whole. They've always been treated like a side project she's trying to control. And that's what bugs me about Robyn. Her kids are nothing but pawns in her game. She used them to get the legal marriage, and now she's using them to play the victim card. It's clear she's kept them separate. The other wives, yeah, they might have had their issues, but they always worked to raise the kids as one big family. Robyn, she pushed everyone else away and demand special treatment for her kids. But now, surprise, surprise, they're the ones left on the outside looking in. Examples of when Robyn was a total jerk. Where do I even begin? Seriously, this could be its own thread because Robyn's selfish, petty, and completely clueless moments are endless. Let me start with a good one. Remember when Janelle's mom passed away? Kody went to the funeral, and of course, Robyn made him promise to come back coronavirus-free. Because clearly, the real tragedy here was not Kody being there for Janelle while she was grieving, but that he might catch a virus and have to quarantine for a few extra days. Forget that Kody had known Cheryl for years, or that she was married to his dad. Janelle lost her mom, the kids lost a grandma, and Robyn's concern was that Kody couldn't be away too long. But hey, I get it, she couldn't go to the funeral, but she could have at least let Kody focus on Janelle, right? But no, instead of offering any real support, she just showed up at Janelle's with a wreath and then steered the conversation back to coronavirus. Because obviously that's the most pressing issue. You'd think this would be a wake-up call for her. Life's short, family's important, but nope. Robyn kept her eye on the prize, making sure no one stepped out of line. Then, Meri wants a birthday party, and Robyn doesn't waste a second arranging it. There were rapid tests by this point, but no, she couldn't make it easy. She could have just said, hey, let's plan a get-together, but please take a rapid test beforehand. But no, instead, she cranked up the drama and turned it into a scary situation with Kody and the boys hanging out. And she still acts like she has no idea why the wives left and the kids moved on. Like, how could anyone be mad at her? Oh, and let's not forget the 11-day honeymoon while Christine stayed home with a newborn and all the other kids to care for. Yeah, that's not selfish at all. Totally fine to leave your partner holding the bag while you're off living your best life. Then there's the whole thing with Logan's graduation. Robyn shows up late, and somehow it's her moment. The whole graduation became about her. She had the nerve to tease Aspen about getting pregnant when Aspen was clearly uncomfortable with it. That was fun, right? And the conversation on Christine's porch, where Robyn decides to critique Christine's communication skills with Kody. Because obviously, Robyn's the expert on relationships. But my personal favorite, remember when Meri wanted to go back to school to help at-risk youth? She talks to Kody, and he's like, oh, I love the idea. Then, of course, Robyn steps in, and instead of being supportive, she pouts and makes it all about herself. She throws a tantrum over the sister-wives' closet, guilt-tripping Meri in the process. Classic Robyn, selfish, unsupportive, and always thinking about what she wants. Kody jealous of Garrison's success? That's not exactly a groundbreaking conclusion, but hey, it's worth noting. Let's dive into this, shall we? Kody had this little slip-up during one of his confessional moments where he almost said, so Garrison who beau, pause for dramatic effect, bought a house. He quickly corrected himself though, with a more appropriate response. So Garrison, who I asked to move out of the house 6 months ago, is telling me you don't come around. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, why the rush to shift gears? Was he that afraid of admitting his son had managed to buy a house? Honestly, all Garrison seems to want is his dad's approval. The guy just wants to make Kody proud, to show him something he's accomplished. But nope, instead of congratulating him, Kody deflects and brings up kicking him out like it's the proudest moment of his parenting career. Why? Because, let's be real, it's way easier to criticize and control than to acknowledge Garrison's success. It's almost like Kody needs to feel superior, and a son achieving something he can't take credit for. Oh, that's a threat. And then in that People magazine interview, Kody says the hardest part was giving up the excitement of his future. Funny how he didn't seem to have much of a problem taking away the excitement of his kids' futures. Honestly, it's hard to take him seriously on the reflection front, especially when it's clear he hasn't done a lot of self-reflection. Probably because Robyn's there, acting as his personal cheerleader and making sure everyone knows it's never his fault. She's got the Kody is perfect bandwagon rolling at full speed. But here's the kicker. Kody only seems to care about the younger kids. Why? Because they adore him. They think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. When he talks about loyalty, that's his code for, I want unquestioning worship. As the kids get older, though, they start to see through the facade. They begin asking questions, calling him out on his behavior, and exposing the cracks in the carefully crafted image he's built. And guess what? He can't stand it. That's the thing with narcissists. They need the spotlight all on them, and when it starts to shift, they lash out. But don't worry, Kody. Eventually, the reality of your actions catches up, and it's never pretty. Christine, ugh. Yes, we all know Kody and Robyn are awful, but let's focus on Christine for a second. I honestly forgot how much her whole vibe can drive me up the wall until the latest episode. The way she talks, her mannerisms, it's like nails on a chalkboard. And then, to top it off, the bitter undertone just makes everything 10 times worse. I know, people are probably getting ready to throw tomatoes at me, but I can't for the life of me understand how anyone could stand living with her day in and day out. She's a 50-something woman who sounds and acts like she's still stuck in middle school. No wonder Isabel couldn't even last a week with her when she moved back. Yikes. Edit. Alright, let me clear something up because I know people are gonna misinterpret this. I'm not criticizing her behavior at the party. She was 100% right to stay away from Kody and Robyn. Smart move, honestly, because who wants to deal with that? What I'm talking about is the way she expresses herself in her interviews. That same annoying tone gets cranked up to 11, especially with the bitterness and hate she's holding on to. It's like a perfect storm of obnoxiousness. She's allowed to be bitter. Hell, she's earned it. But that doesn't mean I have to enjoy hearing about it in the most grating way possible. I'll give her credit, though. At least she was honest about not pretending to be friendly. That's rare and, in a weird way, admirable. I might not agree with her choice, but honesty counts for something. And yeah, it's clear where the apple fell from. Christine's a product of her upbringing, probably a mix of repressed childhood with a sprinkle of natural goofiness. She's just not my cup of tea, but hey, if David's into it, good for her. That said, I get it, she annoys me too, sometimes. But I'm also not blind to the bigger picture. She's got every right to be bitter, and to not even acknowledge Kody and Robyn. Let's not forget, those two pretty much drained her financially and emotionally. They gaslit her, belittled her, and turned on the charm to break her down whenever she dared to complain. Kody basically abandoned her kids, and don't get me started on the whole blow-up when she said she was leaving. The way he reacted was almost physically abusive. You could see the other wives flinch, not because they were shocked, but because this wasn't the first time they'd witnessed that. Hell, after that heated fight with Janelle, it was clear this wasn't the first rodeo for any of them. Kody may have been scary behind the scenes, and honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if he was downright terrifying when the cameras were off. These two manipulated and exploited the other wives for their fame, their money, and their personal gain. Then they hoarded all the perks in their little private bubble, while the rest of them were left to pick up the pieces. If this were just a typical cheating spouse situation, sure, I'd say, come on, be civil, for the kid's sake at least. But no, this goes way deeper than that. The emotional and mental games those two played? Yeah, I think Christine has every right to just pretend they don't exist. And hey, no one's roasting anyone here. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I get why some people might find her irritating, but personally, I find her refreshing. She's finally free from Kody's grasp, and I think she's just letting her true self shine now. It must have been hell under his control for all those years. She's finally calling the shots in her life, and I love that for her. As for her personality, yeah, it's bubbly, and it's a lot to take sometimes, but at least it's genuine. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.